Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of With All Due Respect. We are your hosts. I'm Ryan Shead. That's Marcus Flowers. Brother, how are you doing?
As always, I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. It was leg day today, so, there's that. My least favorite workout day ever. Says probably everyone, I'm not the leg guy, being tall and skinny. That's a long way to go down with squats, let me tell you.
I should have worked out more because then I could have been a baseball player instead of doing this.
Right.
But speaking of baseball, we have our World Series matchup for this year. So for those Dodgers fans who are used to chalking up, World Series, they're back in the game. But the St. Louis Cardinals are or the Blue Jays, I'm sorry, St. Louis Cardinals, Toronto Blue Jays, my apologies. But they're back in it since, 1993? Yeah, 93. Wow.
It's been a few decades, so...
So as much as I love the Dodgers, because I'm a Magic Johnson fan, honestly, but they also have amazing players and they're fun to watch. I love rooting for the underdog, man, and knowing that they've had a drought since 30 years, 32 years.
I mean, it's easy to do that. I don't have a dog in this fight.
It is.
I'm an Atlanta Braves guy, so
Tigers.
We're not talking about the Braves. Yeah. Generally, I don't want to talk about it, but
open wounds. That sounds like some open wounds, brother.
We have the teams, and we get rid of the teams, and then you think you're going to come back and we're going to crush it, and then we don't. So I mean, that's kind of an Atlanta thing. But I digress.
Yeah, exactly.
I have friends who are Dodgers fans, so I guess I'll pull for the Dodgers on this one.
It's gonna be a good.
Nothing against my Canadian friends, but and I'm sure what is it, Guerrero? Yeah, is on the Blue Jays. I think he I'd like to see him win one.
I mean, I'd like to see him win one. But we also have another game coming up that I'm sure Donald Trump will show up to with all of his Secret Service and cost taxpayers extra $100 million for the day. We got the Super Bowl coming up. And because we don't have anything more important to, get petitions for, the right wing is now clutching their pearls and crying like the snowflakes there are, trying to demand that Big Bunny be removed from the show.
I mean, really, guys? Really? Out of all things, and George Strait? I mean, come on.
George Strait?
Listen to a little George Strait back in the 90s.
Maybe I missed it. Is he selling out arenas right now?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so.
I really paid attention to George Strait was back in the 90s. That's just me, but come on. 60,000 signatures. I mean, there's going to be more people than that at the game. So, I mean,
yeah.
Come on, you got half the country who's like, this is just about football. I only watch for the commercials anyway if my team's not in it. An Atlanta Falcons fan as well. So
Detroit Lions fans, we really love the commercials.
Yes. My team's not in it. It's about the commercials. Football.
We've never been in it. But speaking of, we do have some things going on that we need to do a recap on. And before we talk about the No Kings protest, I do want to talk about what we just had up on the screen, which is Pete Hegseth and the Pentagon basically deciding that everything should go through them before it goes to anybody else, and that news organizations should be censored. And we watched 30 plus news organizations literally walk out of the Pentagon carrying boxes. Once again, something else I thought I'd never see when I took my oath to this country. But hey, here we are. So what was your reaction to that, brother?
I mean, again, it's nuts. right on the heels of all of those news organizations saying, man, we're not going to sign this and agree to this.
Yep.
We're not going to do that. Now it's, okay, generals or whoever in the administration, you can't, or from the Pentagon, you can't talk to Congress,
Yep.
who has oversight. You know,
It's crazy.
You can't talk to the Armed Service Committee without getting approval from me first. That's not how it works, Pete.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And speaking of, for all you people out there using that video of Pete Hegseth flying around in the fighter jet yesterday, let me help y'all out. I got to do that when I was an A1C in the military. It's not anything real special. He wasn't flying the plane. He was sitting in the seat behind the pilot. I'm sure the pilot maybe let him, do something for a quick second, but trust me, he wasn't flying that fucking plane. He's not a pilot. That was all propaganda videos to make this dude look like the Secretary of War. He is a fucking joke. Sorry for the cursing. He is a joke.
It seems like everything he does is to try to look tough. I mean, after his I don't know what to even call it anymore. His little pep rally with the general,
and that doesn't seem to be going very well.
That didn't go over well. I mean,
no, it didn't.
Retirements have we had? And this is, and I'm not making light.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Losing that level of leadership over this guy's incompetence.
Thank you.
I mean, that hurts the military.
Thank you.
That hurts the military. So
period.
You're losing, I mean, decades of.
It hurts our mission readiness, period. It hurts the troops. It hurts everything.
Hurts mission readiness. Hurts
national
everything.
Security. All of it.
Leaving a leadership void. Yeah, definitely national security. I mean, it just, you've got.
That's what I thought of watching, not just the news reporters walk out of the Pentagon, but like you said, we're seeing top level military leadership that are coming out and telling us we are retiring and this is why. So maybe we should start listening to the people who come out and tell us, look, I vote Republican and I'm telling you, this isn't okay. Because they're telling us, and they've got these things called stars going across their shoulders. And in case you didn't know, that means that they are at the top of our game. And if they're telling us, watch out.
I mean, you just got to think about the level of commitment it takes to become a flag officer in the first place, and all the training and time that
it ain't easy to get up that level, man.
And all the military doctrine that you have to learn, the amount of schools and continuous education,
and the politics of it,
and the politics of it that they don't get involved in. But it takes a lot going through all of that, and I get it. Some of these guys have served for more than 40 years and they could have retired at any time.
Yep.
But we're seeing a spate of them just saying, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it.
And let me hit it from a different perspective. When my wife retired after 22 years, like you bring all your people in that all the people in your career that that maybe are on the base, you bring everybody in. It's a celebration. You did 22 years. It's amazing. You're retiring. Go enjoy your life. And it's like these people are using what should have been their moment, and they're using it to send a message to the American people.
Yeah.
And on one side, I'm so thankful that they're using their message, their rank, their platform to try to get people to see what's going on. And at the same time, I feel sorry because they aren't getting to enjoy that retirement and let it be just about them like so many other, military people do.
Exactly. I mean, when it was going on, the silence spoke volumes. But now, as you're seeing all of these senior leaders say, enough's enough.
They're not saying anything. They're just showing us with their actions. They're like,
exactly. I mean, they're not saying anything. They're just, but it speaks volumes. Yep. It speaks volumes.
And you remember the last 6 months, but probably the last year of Trump's first presidency, there was a max exodus of people leaving. Yeah. And especially after January 6th, like those last couple months, like everybody was jumping ship.
I mean, they were all jumping ship.
And it's like
even Mitch McConnell's wife said, "Okay, that was a bit much. I'm gone."
Even Mitch, I mean, it's insane what we've seen, and now we aren't even a year in. How many people have we seen not just jump ship that he's removed?
Yeah, well, they're playing a different game now.
Yep.
They're getting rid of people, getting rid of IGs, getting rid of people who they call loyalists to the
Yep.
Biden. I mean, these are rank and file
Yep.
career officials
Yep.
who, took their oath as seriously as Ryan and I took our oath to support and defend the Constitution. And that's just not working for these guys because it's not about supporting the Constitution. It's about the lawlessness of it and seeing how far they can push the goalpost.
Yep.
And what they can get away with. I mean, and we've got an activist Supreme Court that seems to be allowing them to get away with more and more lawlessness. I mean, it's
sending the military into Portland. That was a decision that I knew was bad.
I mean, I thought that was horrible. I mean, you never want to try and guess what a judge is going to say or
a panel of judges
or justice is going to say. But I mean, some things are just like common sense.
You would think
that way you look at this and say, this is obviously against the law. This is obviously not something that a president should be able to do unilaterally without Congress or without a state government asking for these things to happen. And, time and time again, again, I say it every week on here. I've been wrong about a great many things in my life, but I shouldn't be wrong about these things.
I've never heard you say that before.
I say it all the time. Maybe I just say it to my kids all the time.
I mean,
this ain't one of those things.
That's actually pretty deep, though. I mean, it's like I know you and I feel the same way, and I just have to imagine that there are so many of us that do. I mean, I don't have to imagine it. The No Kings protest, we're talking about the Constitution and our interpretation of it. There were 7 million Americans that understood the assignment. They showed up. And I just, again, want to keep pointing out a few things before we dive into this. Number one, that was 7 million people that were able to show up. I was coaching a soccer game, so I had other kids and families that were dependent on me, and I felt like it would be wrong to not show up for them, even though I knew how important the protest was. But knowing that I also use my platform every day, I felt like it would all kind of wash out. Yeah. And the second thing is, people like my wife, a black woman, are not showing up to these protests, not because they don't agree with it, not because they don't see what's happening or care, but because they understand that their presence in the past has been used to escalate situations. And that's not just black women, that's black folks in general. And then realizing that 80+% of black men and women showed up to vote for Kamala Harris in 2024, which is what they're so worried about. That's why you don't see as many black folks out there. They're staying home because they showed up already. They showed up to vote. They did their job. Now it's our turn to show up for them and get in these streets and get the job done. And at the No Kings protest, 100+ cities, 7 million liberals, Antifa, terrorist organizations showed up in cities across America. And how many of us were arrested? How many cities were burned, Marcus?
No, I don't think any cities were burned. I mean,
wait,
but there definitely were some arrests.
But who did those come from?
It was MAGA getting arrested for stuff on No King's Day. So, trying to instigate these peaceful protests, trying to infiltrate them. I mean, I've seen, I talked to someone today about how Fox News is kind of spinning this thing.
Oh, man.
Saying, oh, yeah, it was just a bunch of old white people showing up.
It's like, you mean MAGA's core voter block?
Is that supposed to be owning the libs? I mean, Fox's core constituency,
the people you're about to take all the Medicare away from.
People who are
can't imagine why they showed up, Marcus.
This king. I mean, come on, these guys. But and I've seen stuff on Facebook and Instagram where these MAGA supporters show up and wearing their "Make America Great Again" hat, and one of them was complaining that, or not, she wasn't complaining, she was bragging that, I showed up and they didn't say anything to me. Were they supposed to?
Yeah.
Were they supposed to get mad and
sorry, who are you?
Become violent? Our side doesn't really do that. We're all about the
try not to. Yeah.
Well, we try.
And I think for me, and I forget which state this was in. If you know, please put it in the comments. There was a person showed up and they had a firearm on them. And when the crowd saw it, like six people just jumped on him, and they didn't beat him up. They got the gun from him and just sat on him literally until until a cop could come over and arrest him. Like they just call the cop over, and it was like, that's how it's done.
Right.
You know, it was just like, you know, it was just amazing to see that people acted so quickly, de-escalated the situation, you know, gave the officers time to come over and get them. It was just like, wow. As crazy as it is that this, you know, people are showing up armed with, you know, nefarious intent, it's also reassuring to know that people are out there, they see what's happening, and their heads are on a swivel, and they're going to act if we have to.
But absolutely. But you saw how Fox and, you know, Newsmax and OAN tried to spin it beforehand. Oh, you've got all of these radical leftists, these Hamas and terrorists.
They literally label us a terrorist organization.
Hate America.
Yeah.
And then what do you see on Saturday? You see people out dancing, you know, wearing the frog costumes and the pony costumes, the inflatables, and having a good time, protesting peacefully and marching.
Yep.
But then it's just a bunch of old white people, you know, who hate America. It's just,
you know, and I want to remind folks, there's a difference between hating America and hating what's happening to America.
Yeah. You can love this country and hate what's going on right now.
Amen. And I just want to take a quick second, just because I just think it needs to be said. I have a lot of Jewish people in my life, some with direct connections to Israel. I have Palestinians in my life. Some of them still have family in Gaza. Yeah. And the one thing that all these people in my life have in common is that they're good people. They don't agree with what's happening. They don't agree with people losing their lives over land and political ideologies and religion.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people painting all sides of this with a very broad paintbrush. And
I see it all the time as well.
You know, we need to be a little more careful, because good people in my life do no longer feel safe in their communities simply because of other people's interpretations and existing biases. And it's really scary to watch.
Absolutely. And it happens here too. Not to that extent, but it happens here too.
Yep.
People are getting hurt. American people. And I refuse to come off of my stance that I believe most people are good. Most people are decent. No matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. I refuse to come off of that because it's true at the end of the day. But there are a lot of misguided people. There are a lot of people who...
And they're the loudest.
They're the loudest. There are a lot of people who haven't taken time to really look at themselves and evaluate why they feel a certain way about others.
Self-reflection.
A lot of people don't do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do it. I mean,
speaking of somebody that should probably...
We're all in this together, is what I want to say.
Yes.
We're all in this together.
Yep. Especially here in America, man.
If it breaks for me, it breaks for all of us.
Yep.
So, I mean, we have the power.
Yeah.
We need to remember that. We have the power to make this change. That's why I think this No Kings weekend was so powerful. It gives me faith that in this midterm election, we can make a small step forward to slowing these guys down, at least.
I hope so.
Getting them out of there in 28.
You know,
if they don't keep moving the goalposts, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. The other thing too was the effectiveness of the protests, because Donald Trump's response was to post an AI-generated video of himself flying around in a fighter jet with his name across it, of course, with a crown on, and then dumping feces from the aircraft like bombs on
American citizens.
American citizens, more directly, Harry Sisson, who's a liberal personality, and he's dumping it on him, and then all the other protesters, and it's like, this this dude has already stood on a stage and said that he views half of us as his enemy.
Yes.
And now he is laughing and dumping feces on half the country. This is not a president.
He posted that.
He posted it.
Maybe he didn't make it.
No, but he posted
it.
Yeah. It's crazy. And by the way, where are all the Republicans condemning it?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's right.
What did Johnson say? Oh, or whoever, J.D. Vance.
It's just a sense of humor.
Trolling. Yeah, he's just trolling. Come on.
The president doesn't need to be trolling. The president needs to be doing his job. By the way, art of the deal, waiting on you to get out there and make a deal with the government. Oh, that's right, because it's not about making a deal with the government, because it's you that actually wants it shut down, not the Democrats. It's you playing the games.
That's it.
Like, people are waking up. They're seeing this. I'm seeing it online. Even MAGA people are like, all right, dude, like, it's clearly not the Democrats. You guys control everything. Like, Mike Johnson could call everybody back today. He could have them all vote tomorrow. He could swear Adilata Grijalda in from Arizona, like right now. He could literally call her up right now and say, come on down to my office. We'll swear you in. But he's not doing that because they have an agenda. And the agenda is not the American people.
But I'm glad you said that, because I read an article on CNN this morning. It was a poll that someone did, asking about how Americans felt about this No Kings protest versus what Fox News and Newsmax and OAN are saying about it. A majority of Americans feel that this Trump administration has gone too far, and that this No Kings protest was warranted.
It's staying peaceful.
I mean, it's a majority of independents now as well. Yeah. You put all of those numbers together.
Yeah. Because
you can't look at 54% of Americans, or that they polled.
Exactly.
Agree.
But they can't point their finger at us and call us, dangerous and say we're burning stuff down. And the minute all the protesters took that away from them, which again, well done. Like the minute you guys took that narrative away and you took Trump's, institute the Insurrection Act against the Antifa terrorist organization, you took that away.
It's working.
You took it away. And that is what we needed. That is what this country needed. And you want to know how butthurt Donald Trump was about it? He was so butthurt that 2 days later, he started taking a bulldozer to the White House.
Yeah.
Without congressional approval, without any kind of funding that I know of. Oh, did I tell you I figured out how he's going to pay for it?
Yeah.
So Donald Trump came out He came out yesterday and is now demanding a $230 million settlement with his own Department of Justice, which, in case I need to connect the dot for you, that would translate to taxpayer dollars for emotional distress during the Biden campaign, you soft-ass mother... So in case I need to paint the picture even more for you, he's knocking that shit down. He's going to get the $230+ million to pay for it from us, the taxpayers, and then he's going to use it, and he's going to get a $230+ million write-off on his taxes to help him with the $3+ billion that he's already stolen from us in 10 fucking months. So in case you don't know what the hell is going on and why we're all so pissed off, that's why, because you can't see past your nose why I'm 5 steps ahead and see what's going on. Like, wake up. This dude is literally tearing the fucking White House down. He's a felon, a fraud, a rapist, an accused pedophile. He is tearing the White House down. He's tearing our country down. He's sending $40 billion to Argentina so that they can start sending us beef while we've got freaking cattle ranchers making videos talking about they're not going to be able to feed their fucking families. But please, let's keep talking about America first.
Yeah, and not to mention the soybean farmers who, these crops are just going to sit there. They're not going to be able to sell them to China because
China's not buying
from Argentina,
China's not buying. And the reason they're not buying is because of Trump's tariffs. And again, by the way, for people that don't seem real good at math, when Donald Trump starts saying that he's going to decrease prices by 600%, that would mean
I think he's at 1,500% or something crazy like that.
Dude, he just shouts numbers and he doesn't realize what he's saying. If you if you decrease the price of something 100%, that decreases it down to the price of
Decreases it to
0.
0.
If you decrease it 600%, now you're at a decrease of what, 500%, 600%?
You're paying somebody.
So
at that
that would mean that I walk into a grocery store, put all my groceries in, go up to the register and say, hey, pay me for this.
Yeah.
So, hey, if your grocery store is implementing that, please let me know because I'd like to start shopping there.
I'd want to go to that grocery store too.
I want to go there too.
1,500%. Yeah.
You know, I needed that. I feel like I was carrying that one around for a little while.
Yeah, get it out, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you, brother.
This is my therapy.
It's not. This is. I mean, we're all going to need to speak with someone.
Let me let you.
This is over.
Yeah, let me let you give your 2 cents on the ballroom and anything else you want to say about the protest.
In all fairness, there've been renovations to the White House and changes and add-ons to the White House in past administrations.
With approvals.
And
they didn't happen during government shutdowns. Context matters. I'm sorry.
This just feels like, this is so apropos of this administration in general, man. You're just tearing it all down. Just burn it all down. Just that picture of if you put that back up, Keith. I look at
it makes me sick.
And I see this is reflective of what's going on in the country at large. This guy just taking a bulldozer to everything, a wrecking ball, and just tearing it up. To put up, like what you said, his Mar-a-Lago-esque ballroom at the White House.
That's bigger than the House.
It's sickening. It's sickening.
And it's going to be even.
And we touched on this last week. Those norms have been gone. Imagine if Biden or Obama did something like this.
If
MAGA would be apoplectic. He wants to tear down the White House or the ballroom or put up a ballroom. They'd be going nuts.
They'd be impeaching him right now.
They'd be trying to impeach him.
They'd be trying to impeach. Even with the government shutdown, that Mike Johnson would call everybody back for. He would call them back for them to vote to impeach a Democratic president if they started bulldozing the White House.
But yeah,
please tell us in the comments that we're wrong.
You haven't sent anything to show what it is that you're trying to build, no blueprints or anything like that. You just
AI generated photos. Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and tear this down and get going.
And who do you think's getting the contracts for all that work?
Yeah, probably his good buddies Musk or what's Kushner's dad. He's a construction guy.
He's an ambassador to France right now, so the pardoned felon. Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to bring up too is ICE has seen a 700% increase. Now that I do believe in firearm purchases, and some of those purchases weren't even firearms; they were explosives and like rockets. Yeah. So my first question is, why would ICE need all of that shit? Mm-hmm. And my second question is, which gun manufacturers and weapon manufacturers are getting all of these government contracts to give all these weapons to ICE? Mm-hmm. And then my third question is, Donald Trump's kids recently went into business with Grab a Gun and it's well noted, they were with him on the New York Stock Exchange when the company went public. So my next question is Grab a Gun playing any kind of role in arming ICE? And if they are, this is fucking crazy.
Well, if they are, then it's illegal because that sounds like insider trading. So
it probably happens
over at the SEC. You might want to look into that.
Yeah. We like to connect dots here on With All Due Respect. Speaking of, again,
Trump's firing a whole bunch of IGs. So
Inspector General, by the way, is what IG stands for. So those are the people that go around and figure out what's happening within organizations and figure out if there's, fraud, waste, abuse, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So if, say, an IG person that actually had moral compass of some degree walked into the Trump administration and was honest with their report, they would tell you that the whole fucking administration is crooked.
Stunk
And
to
that's
high
why
heaven.
he's firing
This
anybody
stinks
that's
to
not a
high heaven.
loyalist.
That's what they would probably say.
What did you say?
They would say this stinks to high heaven is what they would say.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You know,
So,
again, he is literally removing anybody that refuses to be a loyalist. He learned from January 6th what positions he would need people in to follow through next time.
well, he learned when the DOJ in his last administration threatened to leave, quit, retire, what have you,
Yep.
en masse. Because I can't remember what the exact thing was he was trying to
I think
do.
they did a letter. I remember.
Yeah. And they all threatened to leave because he's done so much shit. But they all threatened to leave en masse. And, you know, that kind of backed him up from the ledge
That's
time.
but that's why I'll never understand how they voted for him again. Like, you had all these people in these positions come out and literally put not just their careers, but in some instances their lives on the line to tell the American people what was happening.
Recruit don't know. I didn't vote for him, but
me neither.
Why.
I voted for the qualified black woman with a long history of successes and career, but you know, hey, everybody votes for different reasons.
You know.
Speaking of different reasons, here's why I think a lot of people voted for Donald Trump: because they're racist pieces of shit.
White supremacy.
Did I say that out loud?
You said it out loud.
I think I said that one out loud. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's surprising, especially in the light of all these text messages that have surfaced recently. And guess what? It's not a bug, ladies and gentlemen. It's a feature.
Yep.
It's a feature.
And look no further than the right-wing, pundit accounts. And all they're pushing is, and the bot accounts too, like they'll post something racist and be like, I don't care about a group chat. And I'm like, you realize you're just re-solidifying everything these people have said. Like, you're using racist propaganda to say you don't care. Yeah. We know you don't care because you think like them. Exactly. The reason you voted for Donald Trump is because you are probably either a felon, a business fraud, a sexual abuser, or a kitty diddler yourself. There aren't too many other options.
It's happened more times than not that we've seen in recent history. Keith's got it up on the Chiron now. The Paul and Gracia guy who is, removing his name from consideration for this White House.
I'm not seeing that on the screen. That's weird.
Yeah, it's up on the Chiron. But
okay.
Because he was a part of those racist texts. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the texts, we're not going to show them because they were really pretty disgusting. But yeah, Paul and Gracia, Donald Trump's nominee to oversee federal whistleblower protections, racists overseeing whistleblower protections, kind of like Tulsi Gabbard, a Russian asset, or, well, I'll just say a foreign asset overseeing our intelligence community.
Being over our intelligence apparatus. Exactly. The exact same thing.
Same thing. Ingracia, currently a White House liaison at the Department of Homeland Security, was the subject of a report on Monday published in Politico. The report featured text messages where he allegedly described himself as having a Nazi streak and suggested Martin Luther King Jr. Day should be tossed into the seventh circle of hell.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. And where do these guys come up with this stuff?
Isn't Homeland Security the people rounding up anybody that just doesn't speak English or isn't white?
It's part of
that kind of aligns with...
Yeah. That's the agency.
Well,
hey,
on to the next racist appointee. But I also want to point out too, this is 2 times in a week that a group chat has been exposed of either young Republicans or a Republican candidate saying extremely racist things and literally agreeing with Hitler.
This isn't just kids being kids.
No, one of them's like a year younger than J.D. Vance.
Who was it? Mike Johnson that said that, or J.D. Vance that said that? Kids being kids, or kids will be kids. It's ridiculous. I mean, these guys, they're showing maybe true colors, as we used to say down in the South. Your sheets showing. Man, they don't care about it anymore. It's just,
oh man,
wow.
Look, people, there is going to be a vote in 2026 in the midterms. It is literally the only peaceful way we have to get rid of this guy. And I say that because there's nobody in Congress right now that has the courage or the fortitude to actually impeach this guy and follow through. There's nobody up there that is willing to use the 25th Amendment. So we, the people, have to go out and vote and put enough. I hate to say it, but there's only two sides right now: liberals, Democrats, and Republicans. We need to put enough Democrats in there to get rid of this agenda. You know, like, and then we can figure the rest out. But we really got to come together and get rid of what's happening right now.
We'd have to have enough votes in the Senate to convict in order to get rid of them. And
the only way we can do that is we, the voters, give them what they need. They need the numbers so that there's no question that the Republicans can't stop it.
And if you're an inside baseball player like myself, you know that the math ain't mathing on the Senate side, but we can win the House.
Yeah.
We can win the House.
Yep.
And we can win it with enough votes that we can at least put a halt to this agenda.
If that's the best we can do, I would, I'd be okay with it. I wouldn't like it because that would mean everything comes to a halt. But, at the same time, I'm sitting out here and I'm still saying it. Democrats, hold the line. Do not cave to these people. If you cave to them right now, they're going to walk all over Democrats for the next 3 years.
No, we can't. People, we got to remember we have the power, and you got to make your voices heard. They're going to try and rig the system. They're going to try to purge voter rolls. They're going to gerrymander districts, 5 years before you're supposed to even be doing redistricting, but they're going to do it. And
there's already 4 or 5 states that are doing this too. Yeah. So please, people, go research this redistricting, because I think another one just came down today in another state. So please go North Carolina. So
do that. So
go research what this means. This means that Republicans they're literally redistricting and getting rid of Democrat seats or adding Republican seats. So they're literally trying to water down Democrat and liberal representation.
And that feels too generous, in my opinion. They're not just trying to water it down. They're trying to subvert the will of the people here.
Yeah.
Once again, that's what gerrymandering is all about. Subverting the will of the people. And it's all to keep power so that they can give Trump carte blanche, if you will, to destroy democracy.
Yep.
That's what they're trying to do. Those are the stakes, people. It's either democracy or not democracy. That's literally what's at stake here.
And it's pick a side time.
Election. That's it. It's been that for a while, and I've been saying this for a while. And I'm hoping we're turning that corner, especially with independence.
The protest gave me a lot of hope, man. Gave me a lot of hope.
A year out, it gives me a little bit of hope. But a year's a long time. It's forever in politics.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen between now and next November.
This won't be the last No Kings protest we see, I have a feeling. So looking forward to continuing to support this peaceful protest movement. And, because I don't know if you remember this, Mark. You probably do. But for our listeners, do you remember when Donald Trump kept saying, the Republican Party, that they would post every day that the border's wide open, that the Democrats are importing voters, even though the Latino community voted pretty heavily for Trump. And they kept pushing this and fear-mongering this, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's coming out that the Trump administration is considering overhauling the refugee system that would slash the program to its bare bones while giving preference to English speakers, white South Africans, and Europeans who oppose migration. Hang on. You're letting immigrants come in, and you're making them sign something saying that they oppose the system that they just used.
Make it make sense.
So loyalty pledges from white people that you're going to vote for Trump. They're the ones importing voters.
Yeah. So that's it. And so
And
it's basically
white voters.
they're creating a new lottery system, but you got to have the right skin color. You got to have the right politics.
Speak the right language.
Yeah, in order to come into this country. So no more brown people from south of our borders. No more brown people on the other side of the Atlantic.
How about India?
D'Souza.
He was just using India in the Oval Office the other day.
Yeah.
Yikes. Speaking of using people, Dinesh D'Souza has decided to start clutching his pearls all of a sudden and realized that the party he's been supporting for the last decade or two doesn't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
Surprising?
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
He's obviously surprised.
He seems a bit surprised
that he got bitten by that snake. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the scorpion and the frog parable, or
who was the other one? Vivek Ramaswamy. Is that how I say it?
Ramaswamy.
So he was sitting down with Ann Coulter a few years back, and Ann Coulter's like, "I wouldn't vote for you because you're not white," but
yeah.
It really sucks when you all figure out that they're racist, and that does include you, even if you're what did you call him, Marcus?
He's a useful idiot who's no longer useful.
Bam.
I mean, you had a guy literally tell him in one of his, I guess it was a tweet that said, "You're Indian. You don't mean anything to me or us."
I'll quote it for you. So this is what the guy said. It was a MAGA supporter called Ribbert231167, which when you see those numbers, that's not necessarily a good thing. No. But it said, you're Indian. You made nothing. You are nothing. Your existence causes me disgust.
Yeah.
So
even worse, the exact quote, but yeah.
So D'Souza's response was, in a career spanning 40 years, I have never encountered this type of rhetoric. The right never used to talk like this. So who on our side has legitimized this type of vile degradation?
He needs to look in a mirror. He helped.
What? Like, dude, Trump's been saying this shit for a decade. And you just sat there and kept tap dancing for him.
But he helped push this bullshit.
3,000 mules.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, folks,
but he did all that because he got a pardon for the campaign finance crap. So,
yeah. Thank you. I forgot he needed a pardon. Thank you.
He's a useful idiot.
Yep.
Until he was no longer useful. I remember when that crap came out and people were talking about, you've got to see this 2,000 mules thing. So I was like, no, I don't.
And then it came out.
It's bullshit. It's propaganda.
D'Souza also did a birther documentary. I actually didn't know that.
Actually, I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one. But just a friendly reminder too. Thanks for that. Was it 2,000 or 3,000 mules? Whatever it is. They had to pull that off the shelves after a few lawsuits because it was all debunked. And so even the producers of the movie had to come out and say, basically, we're sorry. It was all bullshit. And we've pulled it off of everything.
But he made his money.
He's still making his money.
Grift.
Still making his money.
It's all a big grift. And now, spare me the pearl clutching. You've never seen this type of rhetoric before in your life. Bullshit. I
can't go back for. Hell, just bring up the newspaper article of Donald Trump of the Central Park 5.
Absolutely.
And then read that and tell me that there wasn't rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Oh my God. But
you got bit by that snake, and now you're starting to
feel the venom.
An existential crisis. Come on.
Really. Starting to feel that venom kick in.
Yeah. It's
so speaking of,
it's nuts, folks. You can't
crazy things that you and I probably predicted somewhere along the way. So, again, some context. Donald Trump pardoned around 1,500 January 6th criminals because they would be loyalists and good foot soldiers.
Yeah.
And one of those pardoned capital insurrectionists, a New York man, was convicted of charges related to the January 6th. Oh, no, that's not what I want.
Rearrested.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. So this dude on Sunday was picked up because he threatened to kill Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who happens to be black.
I mean, violent people are going to do
Nah, it's not about that, though, right?
You know, I mean, that's
Anyway,
criminals are going to criminal, I guess.
So a January 6th guy who showed up to a peaceful protest is now threatening to murder politicians, but they want us to believe that they weren't there January 6th.
Yeah, they're still trying to spin that as a peaceful visit to the Capitol.
Speaking of 100 plus cities, 7 million Antifa domestic terrorists, not one building burned, not one police officer injured.
Now, kind of doesn't really fit with their narratives of all these cities needing to have the National Guard come in and, you know.
And it really makes the Supreme Court look stupid for allowing them to deploy the military into Portland.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy times, people, crazy times.
Again, like I said before, you never want to try and guess what a judge or a justice is going to rule on. But
I've been wrong way too many times about that.
I mean, some things just feel like common sense. You feel like we should all know the answer to it. That's.
But my point with that was not one building burned. How did the Capitol look after January 6th?
I mean, they had to go clean up shit off the walls.
Windows broken, shit on the walls,
broken doors,
tons of stuff.
Kicked in.
Yep, stole stuff. Yeah. But we're the violent ones.
It's a peaceful tour.
You know what? I'm convinced of, brother.
That's what
Donald Trump is upset because more people showed up to the No Kings protest than his inauguration. Either time.
He's always had a thing about crowd size. You know.
And he always overestimates.
Yeah, because more people showed up to his inauguration than Barack Obama's first inauguration. Full stop. Yeah. Yeah.
And another friendly reminder that the Donald Trump administration has removed a study stating that it's actually right-wing people and organizations that are responsible for the most domestic terrorism in America.
Doesn't fit their narrative, man.
Yeah, had to get rid of that and shred it.
Got to go. That's got
to go. Nothing fascist about that.
Well, he works on his Ministry of Information, which I'm sure is coming soon. Or no, I guess that's already Fox News and Newsmax and OAN.
Yeah,
I guess they'll become an agency in a Trump administration if we don't turn this thing around.
Like I said, pick a side time, folks.
You know, we joke about it and call it state-run media. It really will be state-run media, which is what I guess Pete Hegseth and those guys were trying to do at the Pentagon. So,
what's scaring me though is that it's starting to be successful.
Well, I think the mainstream media, not the far right part, I think they are doing a horrible job with normalizing this stuff. They're not sounding the alarm enough.
No, they're framing it all wrong.
Exactly. The framing is what makes it, I don't know, you want to call it palatable, or it's just so much stuff flooding the zone that people are like, yeah, this isn't. And I guess that's part of the playbook. You flood the zone with so much bullshit that people don't know what truth is or what's a lie, or
they just give up altogether.
Tune out and say, hey, this doesn't matter. But I mean, we've been in this space for a while, and it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. And if you're not paying attention, for those people who say I don't do politics, well, if you don't do politics,
start doing politics.
It's going to do you.
Ooh, ain't that the truth?
Going to do you.
And I think
a bunch of people are starting to wake up to it now. Evidence of what happened this past weekend with the No Kings rally.
Yep.
People showing up. Evidence of that are these polls where a majority of people think, yeah, we should have had a No Kings rally. So, but
it was justified.
It was justified.
Yep.
And
It wasn't just a bunch of people showing up to be stupid. People understood why they were there.
But it's not over, guys. And when you've got a dangerous animal wounded and cornered, that's when they're going to fight back the hardest.
Yep.
So we've got to be prepared for that, because they're keep coming and keep trying to take away our rights and these liberties that, MAGA and, the far right have always railed on. Don't tread on me. Well, you're being treaded on right now, whether you know it or not.
Yep. And again,
trampled on.
And I think that's what the last thing I want to point out today is just remind everybody, when the Supreme Court starts hearing cases on the Second Amendment rights of you based on any type of medication or drug you may take, that's not just a slippery slope. That's a cliff.
Oh, man.
And whether it's SSRIs, which Robert F. Kennedy is trying to weaponize right now, whether it's cannabis, which is what this current Supreme Court case focuses on, it's just, they are coming after our rights. And if they're going after cannabis users, that's not liberal cannabis users. That's cannabis users. And here in Arizona, we have dispensaries on almost every freaking street corner, and Arizona's pretty dang red. So I got to believe that these dispensaries are being kept in business, not just by hippie liberals, but also by conservative Republicans, because everybody deals with pain. Everybody deals with anxiety. Everybody deals with depression. And unlike alcohol, cannabis actually can help you with those things. And it's not just liberals that deal with those diseases and issues.
Absolutely.
So, again, they are coming after our rights, and it isn't liberals that are doing it. So please, folks, pay attention. And with that, there are some things you can do to get involved that we want to remind you with. Absolutely. So you can volunteer to make calls, write postcards, work polls, give rides to poll places ahead of any of the off-year elections, midterms, all of it. Local and state politics matter. That's what.
Don't forget, knock on doors for candidates that are willing to stand up.
They need it. Signatures are a huge deal. Like, go get signatures for people.
$10, whatever you got,
all helps.
And I know I run a PAC. A lot of people know I run Hold the Line. I know people say PACs aren't good, but PACs are force multipliers for these candidates, because you can only give them so much money. But in key races, what PACs are fighting in, that gives those candidates more exposure.
Yeah.
It helps get their name out there more. So give to candidates, give to PACs of your choice that are helping out the right candidates. You can do a lot. Go knock doors with a candidate. That's important. I mean, I tell people all the time, candidates who come to me and ask me questions, your field program is the most important program.
Yep. Without it, you can't win.
You got to get out there and talk to the voters. So
not everybody's online. Not everybody's going to see your video post. You got to go bang doors. And here's, again, signatures. If you don't get enough signatures, you're not on the ballot. So you want to see
in some states. Other states you don't have to. Like Georgia's not a state where you have to get signatures.
You don't have to get signatures
unless you're like an independent or you're running in a third party.
Oh, we have to get signatures here in AZ, man.
Yeah,
and that like it's a little
not the
brutal
same in every state.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're in a state where you have to get signatures, that's a big deal, because if you have somebody you want to see on the ballot and you don't get enough signatures, they're not on the ballot. So go help them get on the ballot if you want to see them, and at least give them a shot. At least put them in the race and see what happens.
And Georgia, that's only for a third-party candidate. So.
Yep, and that's another thing. Freaking, if you're a candidate or you're somebody in the Democratic Party that wants to run, and you're in one of these swing states like or swing districts like Marcus was in, that it was a 20-point swing Republican, but he still ran the race anyway to go against Marjorie Taylor Greene. Please start challenging these people. We've had 3 representatives here in Arizona that are extreme right-wingers that won their races, not because they ran a good campaign, but because nobody ran against them.
And the other thing about that is democracy demands competition.
Yes.
And just because it's a down ballot race, if you will, who's at the top of the ticket? Is there a governor's race going on? Is there a Senate race going on that person out campaigning could help the top of the ticket? I mean, even though I didn't win my race against Marjorie Taylor Greene, I accounted for 25% of Raphael Warnock's win number in our district. That's one of the reasons why he is a senator right now.
Yep.
So it is important. If you think it's
And
not
we're all
important,
tied together.
it's important.
For sure.
We campaigned together. We all went out and we talked to people together.
Yep.
It's important. So if you think you're, I'm in a red, if you want to run yourself and you think you're in a red district or you're in a district where you think you can't win, do it.
If there's ever a time Republicans are going to be ready to vote the other way, it's going to be 2026 and 2028. We just have to run the races the right way.
That's it.
We just have to run the right campaigns and capitalize off of what I have to believe is the majority of Americans' uncertainty and fear of how they're going to put food on the table while we're watching a president waste literally billions of dollars.
That's it. Meet people where they are and talk about the things that they want to talk about. Let them know how you feel about that and what you want to do to help make it right, where they're feeling pain. Most people aren't policy wonks. They don't want to hear a bunch of policy jargon and things like that. They want to have an honest conversation. They want to know that you're going to do the right thing by them, no matter what side of the aisle you're on.
Yep. And I think empathy is hard to fake.
It is. But you got to be your genuine, authentic self. That is more important than anything.
Yep. Because if you start voting for genuine people, you're going to start getting genuine results.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
You'll be able to spot the people who are willing to fight, and it's not about power for them. It's about service.
Yep. And they tend to surround themselves with people who think the same way.
Exactly. Servant leadership is. We need a lot more servant leaders in office right now who understand that, who get it.
Too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
There you
go. Are we allowed to say that?
Why not? I don't know.
We'll
probably get in trouble about it,
but if that's actually, that was out of stupidity. If that is something that I don't know. I've said that saying so many times. I've said it since I was a kid, but I know somebody said something the other day that I just never would have thought of that the community found offensive, and I was just kind of like, oh, I got to be a little more careful of the little sayings from my childhood that I use. But no, guys, like I said, I feel a lot of hope after watching the protests, and I know that there's going to be more. And don't just show up to the big ones either. Show up to the smaller protests in your cities. There's going to be more. So please just get involved. If you want to run, now is a great time to run for office. You know, you can reach out to me or Marcus. We have people we can get you in touch with that can help you, start going down that road. Exactly. And as we keep saying, we want to bring people on this show that are either, in smaller towns that are current, Democrats and liberals, or people that are running, because we want to start using our platform to amplify these people. I'm really excited to be bringing on Clea McCow, who is he's the mayor of Sierra Vista here in Arizona. And to my knowledge, he's the first black mayor of the city. And so I'm really excited to have him on. He's a really good dude, good man. And we
helped out in that campaign as well. So
yeah, he's I say this very genuinely. I don't feel like I run into a lot of good men doing this. And he was one of the few that I sat down with, and I just was like, this is just a good man. Yeah. Like he's there for the right reasons. His heart's in the right place, and his actions match everything. So really excited to have him on the show and bring that conversation to y'all. Marcus, you got anything before we go, brother?
I think that's going to be it for us today, brother.
All right.
Good stuff as always.
Just stay engaged, everybody. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Come back and see us next Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. As always, much love. Keep fighting. But most importantly, stay safe out there.
God bless and Godspeed.